Ideology, a set of beliefs held by a particular group. Ideologies are often challenged from time to time. Ignite, to provoke or stir up. The minister's speech ignited public anger. Ignominious, deserving or causing public disgrace or shame. It is an ignominious thing to stab others in the back. Illicit, forbidden by law. Every year, many people are prosecuted for illicit drug trafficking. Illustrious, famous and admired for past achievements. He had an illustrious military career. Imbibe, absorb ideas or knowledge. He decided to imbibe the wisdom shared by his mentor. Imbroglio, a very confused or complicated situation. He was unduly dragged into the imbroglio. Immaculate, perfectly clean or tidy. The Royal Guard's uniforms were immaculate and impressive. Immaterial, irrelevant under the circumstances. The facts he collected are immaterial to the problem. Immensely, to a great extent or extremely. She enjoyed the film immensely. Immolate, kill or sacrifice by burning. To protest against the war, he immolated himself publicly. Impartial, treating everyone or everything equally or not biased. The court ordered the trial to be fair and impartial. Impasse, a situation in which no progress is possible. Negotiations have reached an impasse. Impeach, charge someone who holds a responsible public position. The minister was impeached for making derogatory remarks. Impeccable, completely perfect and without any mistake. She has impeccable credentials as a researcher. Impede, delay or block the progress or action of something. The construction work was impeded by severe cold weather. Impending, about to happen. The police were well aware of the impending rebel attack. Imperative, of vital importance. In today's corporate world, a quick reply is really imperative. Imperceptible, very small, therefore unable to be seen or felt. During the operation, her breathing was imperceptible. Impetus, a driving force or energy that encourages a process. She needs a new impetus for her talent. Impinge, have an effect, especially a negative one. He never allowed his work to impinge on his private life. Implacable, unable to be appeased or placated. The government is facing implacable opposition on the issue of nuclear waste. Implausible, not seeming reasonable. His idea was totally gross and implausible. Implicate, show that somebody is involved in a crime. He remained tight-lipped to avoid being implicated in the case. Imponderable, something impossible to estimate or assess. There are too many imponderables to make an accurate forecast. Immutable, unchanging over time or unable to be changed. The principles of justice are immutable and universal. Impecunious, having little or no money. Despite being impecunious, he never lost his generosity. Imperious, arrogant and domineering. Her imperious tone left no room for discussion. Impetuous, acting or done quickly and without thought or care. He was known for his impetuous decisions, often regretting them later. Imposter, a person who pretends to be somebody else in order to trick people. He is considered an imposter among his colleagues. Impotent, helpless or powerless. The USA seems impotent when it comes to taming North Korea. Impoverish, make someone poor or worse in quality. Heavy rain and intensive cultivation has impoverished the soil in many parts of the country. Impregnable, strong and impossible to defeat and change. The country has two great assets, impregnable mountains and magnificent harbors. Impressionable, easily influenced by someone or something. Children are highly impressionable and easily susceptible to advertising. Impromptu, done without being planned or rehearsed. He hurriedly delivered an impromptu speech. Imprudent, not wise or sensible. It is politically imprudent to stir up such controversy during an election year. Impudent, rude. The impudent clerk was sacked by the company. Impunity, freedom from punishment or harm. Many gangs are operating in the city with apparent impunity. Inadvertent, not deliberate or unintentional. While preparing the list, many names were omitted inadvertently. Inarticulate, unable to express your ideas clearly. The politician's response was inarticulate and evasive. Incendiary, tending to stir up conflict. The fanatic leader delivered an incendiary speech to the public. Inception, the establishment or starting point of something. The project has been shrouded in controversy from its inception. Incessant, never stopping. The incessant rain for the last 2 days has flooded the entire city. Incipient, beginning to happen or develop. The project is still in its incipient stages. Incisive, intelligently analytical and clear thinking. Her questions were well formulated and incisive. Inciting, stir up violent or unlawful behavior. The government has blamed rebels for inciting violence in the state. Incognito, having your true identity concealed. Movie stars often prefer to travel incognito. Incongruous, not in harmony. Such traditional methods seem incongruous in our technical age. Inconsiderate, thoughtlessly causing hurt to other people. Sometimes making fun of others is inconsiderate and even cruel. Incorrigible, having bad habits or behavior that cannot be changed. Some people are incorrigible by nature. Inculcate, fix an idea in someone's mind by repeating it often. The teachers should inculcate a civic sense of the highest order in students. Incumbent, currently holding an office or post. The incumbent government is facing serious allegations of corruption. Incur, bring something unwelcome on yourself. She has incurred the wrath of her father by marrying without his consent. Indebted, grateful to someone. I shall remain indebted to you for this act of kindness. Indecorous, behaving badly or rudely. The student was suspended for indecorous behavior in the school. Indelible, unable to be removed or forgotten. Colonialism has left an indelible mark in many parts of the world. Indictment, a formal charge or accusation of a crime. The indictment against him proved false in the court. Indigenous, originating in the native place. Every country has its own indigenous cultural traditions. Indigent, very poor or impoverished. More needs to be done to address the needs of the indigent population. Indignant, showing offense and annoyance. She wrote an indignant letter to the paper complaining about the mayor's actions. Indispensable, absolutely necessary. Oxygen is indispensable for every creature on the earth. Indisposed, slightly unwell. She is indisposed with cold and headache. Indolent, lazy. He is an obese and indolent guy. Indomitable, impossible to defeat or subdue. All players showed indomitable spirit in the match. Indulgent, readily allowing someone to have whatever one wants. He is a strict father but indulgent towards his grandchildren. Industrious, hard-working. Every company needs industrious workers. Inedible, not fit for eating. The food served at the party was cold and practically inedible. Ineffable, too great to be expressed in words. Humanity has long sought to explain the ineffable mysteries of the universe. Inept, lacking skill. She is rather inept at mathematics. Inevitable, certain to happen. Life is full of inevitable highs and lows. Inextricable, impossible to separate. Meetings are an inextricable part of the business. Infallible, never failing. The infallible truth is that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Infamous, well known for bad quality or act. The singer is infamous for her indecent costumes. Inferno, large uncontrollable fire. The firefighters managed to save all people from the raging inferno. Infinitesimal, very small. This equipment is sensitive to even an infinitesimal change in temperature. Inflict, cause someone to experience or suffer something unpleasant. The team surveyed the damage inflicted by the storm. Influx, entry of a large number of people or things. The city is preparing for a large influx of tourists this summer. Infringement, to break the law or agreement. The company was sued for infringement of the Copyright Act. Ingenuity, the quality of being clever and inventive. We are looking for a candidate with ingenuity and imagination. Ingrained, firmly established or deeply embedded. Ingrained attitudes and ways of thinking are very difficult to change. Ingress, the action of entering. The ingress of foreign goods into the market has affected local businesses. Inherit. Derive a quality or something from your parents or ancestors. The children will inherit their parents' wealth. Inhospitable, of the environment, harsh and difficult to live in. Earth has so many inhospitable places. Inimical, tending to obstruct or harm. Excessive managerial control is inimical to creative expression. Innate, inborn or natural. Children have an innate ability to learn languages. Innocuous, not harmful or offensive. Some mushrooms look innocuous but are, in fact, poisonous. Inquisitive, eagerly seeking to find out about things. Some children are very inquisitive by nature. Insane, seriously mentally ill, irrational or outrageous. She has gone insane. Insatiable, impossible to satisfy. She has an insatiable curiosity about life. Inscrutable, impossible to understand or interpret. She had an inscrutable expression on her face. Insidious, proceeding in a gradual and harmful way. High blood pressure is an insidious condition, often presenting with very few symptoms. Insipid, lacking flavor or tasteless. A mixture of milk and water is an insipid drink. Insolent, rude and arrogant or lack of respect. She hated the insolent tone of his voice. Instance, a particular case. She reported countless instances of racism at work. Instantaneous, happening or done immediately. The effect of the laughing gas is almost instantaneous. Instigate, encourage someone to do something. The politician was accused of instigating violence at the rally. Instinct, natural ability or skill. Cats possess a natural hunting instinct. Insurgent, rebel or revolutionary. All approaches to the city are now under the control of the insurgents. Insurrection, a violent uprising against authority. Years of discontent in the tribal areas turned into armed insurrection. Intellectual, a person with a highly developed intellect. He was an intellectual and scholarly man. Intemperate, lacking self-control. His intemperate remarks got him into trouble. Intended, planned or meant. This book is intended for students as well as teachers. Intercept, to stop something from continuing to a destination. He was intercepted by the police at the airport and taken into custody. Intermittent, happening at irregular intervals. There are reports of intermittent fighting along the border. Intervene, to become involved in a situation to improve or help. The government is doing nothing to intervene in the crisis. Intimidate, frighten someone into doing something. She refused to be intimidated by their threats. Intonation, the rise or fall of the voice in speaking. She speaks with beautiful intonation. Intractable, hard to deal with or stubborn. The country's economy still faces intractable problems. Intrepid, fearless or adventurous. He was an intrepid warrior of social and spiritual reform. Intricate, very complicated or detailed. The intricate design of the building's facade was breathtaking. Intrigue, arouses someone's curiosity or interest. Fairy tales had the capacity to intrigue most of the children. Intrinsic, part of the basic nature of something. The intrinsic value of this product is its durability and reliability. Introspection, the examination of your own thoughts or feelings. Enlightenment can come from introspection and deep self-analysis. Introvert, a quiet person who is not interested in others' company. His teachers described him as shy and introverted. Inundate, overwhelm someone with things or people to be dealt with. After the broadcast, we were inundated with requests for more information. Invariably, always. Power invariably means both responsibility and danger. Invasion, an act of invading a country. Hitler's invasion of Poland led to the tragedy of World War II. Inveterate, a firmly established habit. He is an inveterate liar. Invincible, too powerful to be defeated or overcome. The team was really invincible during the whole championship. Invoke. Use law or rule as a reason for doing something. The UN threatened to invoke economic sanctions if the talks were broken off. Irascible, hot-tempered or irritable. He is recognized as highly jealous and irascible by his colleagues. Irk, irritate or annoy. It irks me to see money being wasted. Irony, a situation that appears to be opposite than expected, humorous. The irony is that when he finally got the job, he discovered he did not like it. Irreparable, impossible to put right or repair. The excessive consumption of alcohol has done irreparable loss to his health. Irresistible, too tempting or powerful to be resisted. In Greek mythology, Helen of Troy had an irresistible beauty. Irreverent, disrespectful. She has an irreverent attitude towards marriage. Irrevocable, not able to be changed, reversed or recovered. Old age is a phase of irrevocable and inevitable decline.